Hello, my name is Simon and this is the Retro News Roundup. To start this episode, the National Video Game Museum in Texas acquired what seems to be the earliest prototype of the never-released Nintendo PlayStation system. It never saw the light of day because Nintendo pulled out of the deal with Sony. I have no idea what happened after that though, to be honest. Probably nothing significant. Also some cool news for Game Boy camera users, I know there are a few of you out there, in that there's now a new adapter that will allow you to transfer photos from the device to your smartphone. Sadly, it's not a pre-made kit and requires the use of a Raspberry Pi Pico, but never say never. There was the usual stack of Arcade Archive releases for Switch and PSN last month, namely Plump Pop, Devastators, Final Lap and Pop and Bounce. There was also a quartet of console archive titles too: Terra Cresta, No Bongnaga's Ambition, Sonic Wings Special and Ninja Kid 2. Those were only for PS4 and PS5 owners though. The PS5 also got the 25th anniversary edition of Double Switch. The Switch though made up for that with its online service receiving ports of Virtual Boy games Mario Clash and Mario Tennis, as well as the Game Boy Advance's Mario vs Donkey Kong and Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness from the GameCube. Then the eShop also received 4 egg console releases: Kohakuro no Yugun, Advanced Lord Monarch, Hydlide and Take the A-Train. It also got Taito Milestones 4, which includes 10 classic Taito arcade classics including Arkanoid, Cameltree and Don Doko Don, as well as the Last Ninja Collection, plus bonus games. There's some big Evercade news for this section this month, and it's the reveal of the new Nexus handheld. I literally mean big too, as this thing boasts a near 6-inch screen along with dual analog sticks, wireless headphone support, and a new EverSync local multiplayer feature. Pre-orders are now open, and it'll launch in October for £170. There's a lot of Homebrew to cover this month, so let's start with the efforts for the 4 8-bit home computers. The Commodore 64 received 8 new games: Traps and Gemstones, Super Slalom, Tony Do It, Bubble Buddies, Gravity Duck, Unison, Curse of the Pharaoh and Axis. Then there's the MSX with 7 efforts: Congo Bongo the Isometric Edition, Cold Blood, Calebe Adventure, Neon Horizon, Space Bash Contact, Is a Brave Underworld Keys and Soul Trapped. Let's not forget the ZX Spectrum either, with a modest pair of new games, Syrian 2 and Babyman vs Terminatots Part 2. And even the Amstrad CPC joined the 8-bit homebrew avalanche with Punch Chess, Axis and Alien the Xenomorph. Moving on, the Mega Drive received a triple whammy of titles: Alter Ego Dream Walker, Tourmaline and Gravibots. Next, the Amiga got a 6-game salvo, namely Wiznick, Mike Tech, Glowpoint, Blue and Red Fight the Robots, Dungeons and Celeste. Then there was a pair of Commodore Plus 4 efforts, Randoom and Jungle Joe, before we reach the final part of this epic homebrew marathon. The madness ends with Friday the 13th stabbing its way onto the Game Boy Color, Wii Ninja shrinking onto the Atari XL XE, and Discreet Orange sneaking towards the Game Boy Advance. 3 games that never saw the light of day were finally made available online last month: Prize Fighter Heavyweight Edition on the Saturn, Propeller Arena on the Dreamcast, and 40 Winks for the Game Boy Color. 4 English language translations were completed last month, all for different titles: Blaze and Blade Busters on the PS1, Lupin the Third Pyramid no Kenja on the Saturn, The Overwhelming Hell on the PS2, and Rockman Tennis on mobile. So yes, that's all for this episode, and if you'd like to buy me a coffee you can via this Ko-fi link. And thanks to Guy McPherson and Woders Etz for their generous donations last month. But thanks to everyone hearing these words for watching, of course. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the bell to be notified of new videos, and make sure You have a great month ahead.
He takes it at the pin.